And welcome to a dietary guide full of wrestling here at the Voices of the Voiceless podcast, episode 50. Usually when people have a milestone, 50, 100, 150, and so on, they usually do something special. But we're the only podcast that literally gives you the same thing. Feel special. Because in and of itself, that is special. So really, we are doing something special by not doing anything special. Does it make sense? It should. I just came up with it right now. Well, that wasn't bad. That was a decent intro.
No, you're special. You've probably been told that a lot growing up.
Well, you know what? I wrote a motivational book because I wouldn't get picked first in gym class. Me and Ryback went back and forth on it. He did the forward. Because Ryback's a bitch, and he didn't get any time on top, so he decided to cry about it and quit, you know? At least with CM Punk, he had a legitimate reason. He didn't, have the look, the strength, the everything, and just fail. I mean, at least he was champion. If anyone doesn't realize, Ryan Reeves is a complete sack of garbage. He blocked me on Twitter because I told him the truth. I know I told you that. I know I did.
That's great.
Tell me I'm wrong. Sit here and tell me that I'm incorrect on that. He's the big guy in the indies, and this thing is feed me more. Shit, he didn't even come up with that. I don't even know how he got away with using those royalties in the indie scene. Do you? I'm not kidding. Do you know how he got away with that?
I don't know.
Well, figure it out. Anywho, I went on a diet, Brad. That's the whole reason for the dietary mention in the open.
Is that also why you're kind of crabby tonight?
I'm not crabby. No, I'm not crabby. I've been drinking, not a lot, obviously. I have to be professional here, but enough to put me in.
Whoa! We have to be professional.
Yeah,
it's wet.
We're doing. Oh, okay. I thought you were gonna
doing a terrible job. If that's the case.
Listen, I listened to I really listen to only two podcasts aside from ours, and they're silly, and one of them are a bunch of marks, the other one is this really entertaining podcast, and you know what? If I didn't want to sit down and have a vodka cranberry, damn it, I'm gonna do that. And if you want me to go against my laurels and try to be the man that you really want me to be, then fuck off. I don't care. I'm going on vacation tomorrow. Screw it. But yes, you know what, Brad? I quit beer and soda for good. Well, for now. Until I get that summer bod, if you know what I'm saying. And now all I'm drinking is vodka, cranberry, and club soda.
Nice. That sounds like a good, healthy diet.
That's not all I'm drinking, you moron. I'm drinking
okay.
Milk and water and the essentials. But no, I should have said alcoholic beverages. Alcoholic beverages are just vodka, cranberry, club soda. But
I think vodka is like the country drink in Russia.
Is it? Well, yeah, it is. I think you're right. That and Scotch? No, that's Irish. Oh well. Doesn't really matter, does it? You know what? Speaking of somebody that's Irish and quite a bitch himself, Conor McGregor, who made some headlines this week. That brings us up to the tweet of the week. The tweet of the week. The tweet of the week.
Hit the music.
Yeah, I need to shut up. Go ahead.
All right.
Yeah, seriously.
All right. The tweet of the week is about your boy, Conor McGregor. So during the UFC 202 conference call, if you've been living under a rock, Conor McGregor was asked about the pro wrestling empire known as WWE and said, for the most part, those WWE guys are pussies. They're messed up pussies, if you ask me. When asked about Brock Lesnar, McGregor said he's juiced up to the eyeballs, and how can I respect that? He went on to say that McMahon's, Triple H, and The Rock are dons, but the rest of them are fucking pussies. Then he took to Twitter. He didn't mean no disrespect to the WWE fans. What I meant to say was that I'd slap the head off your entire roster and twice on Sundays. This led to a huge uproar on social media. Numerous wrestlers responded. Roman Reigns said, "You're the size of my leg. Shut up." Kurt Angle said, "Very funny, little guy. Why don't you get your head out of Dana White's ass?" And MVP said, "The way Nate Diaz stalked and slapped you around or nah?" Lots of reaction from the wrestling community on social media, and he worked and played everybody like a fiddle. John, your thoughts?
I did respond too. Don't make a... Okay, I know it was probably just a work to try to get everyone fired up, but don't get everyone, so fired up for no reason. If you're going to say some shit, back it up at least, For me, I found the best response was that of WWE Vacant, who has been world champion more than anybody else, which is really bad, actually. He recently became champion when Daniel Bryan gave it up. He said, and I quote, "And while you're gone slapping the heads off the entire roster, I'm in bed with your sister Erin twice on Sundays." Perfect. I love it. But yeah, McGregor is just a punk. He just got his ass kicked at UFC, what was it, 201, 200, 99, 98, whatever. And he feels like he has to make it up by talking some smack on the internet about wrestlers who have nothing to do with him. So who cares? I don't understand it, really. I thought it was kind of immature and unprofessional. There's a difference between smack talking and just talking out your ass. I don't know. How well do you know the UFC, Brad? Well? Decently well? Not well at all?
Yeah, I do know it decently well. He's a jackass. I mean, he's clearly doing this just to create buzz and controversy for his fight coming up, his rematch.
Yeah, which is in a week from Saturday.
And I hope he loses. But it's so that's all it was about. It was a selfish move to try and hype his fight to get eyes on him, and that's what he does. And it was just totally stupid. You notice he praised the right people, like Triple H and the McMahons, of course, but. He pissed off some guys in WWE. They were legitimately mad about it. This was not some sort of a deal or work like some people seem to think where, they were all in on it together. He legitimately pissed off a bunch of the wrestlers. And frankly, there's a bunch of the wrestlers that could kick his fucking ass twice on Sunday.
Like who?
I mean, you think he's beating the Big Show or Kane or Baron Corbin? You could say Big E. There's a lot of wrestlers with an athletic pedigree that are a lot bigger. Now, Conor McGregor is a top-level fighter. That is very true.
Best in the world at his weight, some would say.
But he's 5'9", 170 and fighting other 170-pound men who are also more than likely about his height or very similar.
Shut up.
So, no, that's true. That's true.
Oh, are you talking about the WWE roster? Or are you talking about people in his own weight class?
I'm talking about people in his weight class, and I'm talking about no, this is not a Finn Balor joke. He could take Finn Balor. Okay, we all know that.
Probably. Well, actually, no, he probably could.
But you start putting him up against some of these wrestlers, and come on, I mean, someone like Baron Corbin would wipe the floor with him. Someone like the Big Show would just sit on him, and there's nothing he can do. Yeah. So it's, if someone's about his size, sure, it's very likely he could take him unless they were very well skilled. But a lot of these guys are a lot bigger than him, and some of them have real athletic or fighting backgrounds. And so the fact that he says that, it's not true. He's just looking to stir up eye. I mean, there's no point in getting mad about it because he's just, trying to put eyes on himself, and it worked, frankly. So I guess it is what it is. But it also does make me kind of want to see him get his ass kicked. Well, hopefully he can come to WWE so they can kick his ass.
He'll get the Floyd Mayweather treatment where he'll knock out Big Show.
Yeah, probably. I mean, they're going to let Shaq do that. They're going to let Shaq do that apparently at WrestleMania 33. But let one of those guys work him over. Make it a shoot. I would shoot on him. Invite him to WrestleMania and fucking shoot on him. That's what I would do.
Would you? Who would you have wrestle? I'm serious. And don't say Baron Corbin because you're biased. But if you say Baron Corbin, mean it honestly.
Yeah, Baron Corbin would be a good one. Baron Corbin responded to him.
He did. What did he say? Like, shut up, loser, or something like that?
Like, something like, I don't think so, kid, or something like that. I mean, you know, it wouldn't even be like a fair fight, probably. So, you know, I mean, I would love to see that happen in a shoot, but it's not going to happen. So it is what it is. There's no need to get overly worked up about it, but you know, it's just Conor McGregor being Conor McGregor, I guess. And I think this really didn't work. Like, you know, I'm not going to buy 202 because Conor McGregor said this. Let's put it that way.
Do you remember Chael Sonnen back in the day? A few years ago?
I do remember him very well. Yes, he was a supreme shit talker.
Yeah, he's the king of smack talk because he wasn't so outlandish to where he said, yeah, all right, bro, whatever. He really kept it within the lines of reality. And I mean, shit, and for those UFC guys out there, he almost beat Anderson Silva. If he didn't get tapped out with a minute left in the 5th round, he beat the king, then Silva's the best fighter of all time. So Sonnen could back up what he said. Now, McGregor's talking all this shit when he just got his ass whooped to Nate Diaz a few months ago. So how can you take him seriously? It's fucking pro wrestling. If you have a guy talking so much shit and he's losing, how do you... Bray Wyatt, the eater of worlds, the eater of losses, fucking has a losing record. He talks his shit, gets in the main event, and loses every single time. So how do you... It's literally pro wrestling. How do you take that seriously?
Yeah. No, I get it. I mean, it is what it is. So
it is what it is, you know. And McGregor's he got a lot of shit, and you know, McMahon and Triple H didn't respond. I really thought they would have, but I guess they figured out what was best for them in that scenario. But there's someone I really want to hear from, and you know, I haven't talked to him in a few days, so let's hear from him. Another guy that likes to smack talk but backs it up every time. This is D&I Petro. I don't even know what the hell he's talking about, so let's find out all together, folks.
Oh, hell yeah. This is D&I Petro's Weekly Run-In.
Very clever.
I'm here in the defense of one Roman Reigns.
Damn it!
Yes, you heard me correctly. Roman Reigns.
Sucks.
He's not a bad guy. He's not a good guy. He's not the guy. But something interesting happened last week. Now, of course, when we saw a cake out there for the Rusev Machka wedding celebration, you knew someone was getting the cake. Frankly, I thought Roman Reigns would be putting Rusev through the table. But Roman Reigns delivered the best promo he's delivered in a long time. Now, why is that? There was an intangible nature to it. It was unforced. It felt like he was being a dick, but he was kind of just being a fun dick. It didn't feel like he was being fed lines to read. It felt like he was just kind of being himself. What a novel concept, Vince McMahon. Isn't that what happened when the Ringmaster became Stone Cold Steve Austin? He just kind of became more of himself. And I think if WWE lets Roman Reigns just do that, keeps the promos limited, he's not the best on the mic, and just let him be a badass, maybe, yeah, you notice the fans were kind of turning around a little bit, because now it's just fashionable to boo the hell out of him, and it's not special anymore. But that doesn't mean I want him to win the championship over Rusev. I think Rusev is an outstanding character champion, and I think there's a lot of potential with him being the United States champion in this environment. But Roman Reigns, I think, could finally be turning a corner. I'm interested to hear what you think, Brad and John. This is D9 Petro's Weekly Run-In.
Well, good for you. Anywho. No, I kid. I love the Dean. I think we're going to get to his comments as soon as we get to Monday Night Raw. Let the suspense build a little bit. Kind of like his heel turn that'll never happen. Monday Night Raw, Brad. Well, it wasn't the best Raw, and it wasn't the worst Raw. It was the worst Raw of the new era. And I think that's easy to say. So we started out on a hot note. I'd say it was a hot note. Jericho and Owens, hit or miss with that. What do you got for me? I think it's a win no matter what, unless they fuck it up. So I guess it really isn't a win no matter what. But it's hard to fuck this up.
Yeah, I mean, I like how Big Mark, our new intern, he listed this as Jericho Owens.
Yeah,
Jericho Owens.
Creative. He should be writing for. He should. You know what? He should start a blog about booking and then get hired by the WWE.
Yeah, that's a great idea. So Jericho Owens, as a concept, I guess, as a team is fine and they'll do well. They'll be entertaining. But when you look at the bigger picture and how I've mentioned, going back months now, you can listen to our other versions on iTunes, et cetera, blah, blah, blah. And you hear me talk about the de-evolution of Kevin Owens, how he's starting to do more comedy. It was evident again this week. They've really taken him from a high-level role against John Cena and other top-level guys, and they've slowly moved him back down the card, and now he's in a tag team and will be putting over Big Cass Strong Style at SummerSlam. And so for me, while I think it'll be two entertaining guys together who aren't a tag team, just guys thrown together, and they're going to lose. Yeah, I think, look, it'll be fine, but why can you not do more with Kevin Owens? Kevin Owens shouldn't be in a thrown-together tag team. Kevin Owens should be in a single feud. There's plenty of guys on this Raw roster when you look at the brand split. There's no reason he shouldn't be in a singles feud and have a singles match at SummerSlam. So that's my take. It was a half-hit, half-miss for me.
Here's my thing. This is going to be entertaining no matter what, and kind of like an upper mid-card, show off each time they're in the ring kind of tag team, which I think is great because they really haven't had one of those in a long time. You're right about Owens, though. And did you see that rumor on Gerwig.net earlier this week about where Owens could be going in the very near future?
Yeah, I would not believe that offhand.
Okay.
I mean, I would, I'm going to need to see something, that's going to point me in that direction before I just believe that kind of a rumor, because
it's a pretty big one.
Based on how they're using them, I just don't see it unless, I see it with my own two eyes.
Yeah, I agree with that. So Mick Foley is at it again. I think he's had one too many concussions, and no, that isn't a joke, even though I'm full of them. He flubbed his lines again. Now, Big Mark clearly takes notes during the show. So where did exactly he flub his lines, and are you surprised?
It was towards the beginning, I think it was the first or second segment, maybe the first segment. But yeah, he flubbed his lines, and he just seems to get confused, like he's got some head trauma. I'm not surprised.
And it's not his fault, to be fair.
No, he can't help it. It's something that, he made the decision to do, of course. And as a result, now he has the injuries that he has to live with. And I think this is one of them. I think he just has short-term memory loss. So, everything's so scripted that he just can't remember the lines. And we've seen that repeatedly over the past, several weeks. So. And
that's a problem. And do you remember Foley's promo a few years ago when it was Dean and Seth in the Hell in a Cell when he came out?
Yes.
That promo was fucking awesome. He didn't skip a beat. You want to know why? Because they gave him bullet points and just let him go. Mick Foley's one of the best promo guys ever. Why don't you just let him fucking talk? And it was kind of... Okay, so the Stone Cold podcast. And Ambrose said when they gave him like lines for a promo, he laughed at him. Well, obviously, if you're a natural-born talker, you don't want to be told what to say. That's fucking ignorant and that's slap in the face. That's why CM Punk used to rip up promos given by these, what do you call them? These geeks that have never watched wrestling before. And just, they give them promos. Like, fuck that. Like, come on. If you want to what?
Oh, sorry. I was just going to say Jericho does the same thing today. They try and give him material, and he admits on his own podcast that he just rips it up in front of their face and said, I'm not doing that shit.
Really?
Yes. Yeah.
I didn't know that. Well, Jericho is he is a company guy because he keeps coming back and putting over guys on his own terms. But I would never expect him to fucking rip up promos in front of their faces. Never.
Yeah, no, he has the pull. He's been there forever. He has the pull. He's important enough, and frankly, they have enough confidence in him that they don't mind him doing it. So he just basically refuses to say that stupid shit. That's why a lot of his stuff ends up being good.
They have confidence in him. The guy's a Hall of Famer. What more confidence would you possibly want? Come on. That's just so stupid. Oh, speaking of stupid, Darren Young and Titus O'Neil. What do they want? What do they want from both of them? Darren Young's a decent worker. Titus is a big buffoon. He sucks. What do they want from this? And 2 roll-ups, one on each side, 1 week after the other.
And pulling the tights on both times.
Isn't Darren Young a face? Why is he
why is the face pulling the tights to win? What kind of sympathy is he garnering there?
None.
That's why nobody fucking cares.
Why would you when they pull this garbage? Seriously.
No, and then the match was just very clunky. They don't have great chemistry. Titus is just such a bad worker. He's so clumsy in the ring, like two left feet Titus. And that's what he is.
I know.
And he's reckless. It was just a bad match.
You can say that again. Dear, I'm serious. That was. I don't get where are they going with it. Is it going to be some big blow off at SummerSlam? Fuck you. No one cares.
I hope not.
Titus and Darren loser leaves town match. I'd take it.
Yeah, I would take it, definitely.
Yeah, do you remember those loser leaves town matches?
I do.
You knew one of them was leaving.
Yeah, I would do it, and I would book Titus to lose.
Absolutely.
Yeah, he's not staying around anyway. His contract's over, and he's leaving. He's gonna, get into college football coaching. So there's no point.
He's better suited for that. He was a damn good college football player.
Yeah, absolutely. There's nothing wrong with that. Not everybody's a fit for everything.
No, exactly. So, speaking of, and this just broke my damn heart. It really did. Neville and Sin Cara, okay, well, Big Mark thinks they're the new Lucha Dragons. It was a random tag match. They're not going to team up again, and if they do, I'm going to cry. I think so. Shed tears. How Neville in NXT? I'll give you that it's a Mark show, and they'll have anyone at any size do anything, and I'm fine with it. Not being realistic. Neville's a damn good heel. He pisses you off, and now if they're gonna put him with fucking Botchamania, like, come on, they're completely wasting his talents. Neville is not a mid-carder. He's an upper card cruiserweight.
No, I think this is definitely a new tag team.
Fucking stupid.
I would call them the Lucha Minis.
It's so frustrating. Why are they killing Neville?
Yeah,
they got his first name, which made him a badass, Adrian Neville. Like, that's fucking badass. Now he's like, I'm Neville. I wear a cape, and I like to suck Vince's dick. Like, shit. Well,
the best fit for him, I really do believe, would be
cruiserweight.
One of the top faces of the cruiserweight division. I really believe that he would be a much better fit. He'd be much better utilized rather than just being thrown into a do nothing mid card storyline.
I agree with you 100%. 100%. What else do we have on this stupid Bubba Ray? And I think they're finally doing what all the fans wanted in the first place. After their nostalgic tag team run that didn't get him anything. Is Bubba Ray going to turn on Devon?
Yeah, they kind of teased it on Raw, the way he looked at Devon after they lost to the Lucha Minis.
I think this is, honestly, this is about a decade in the making, because when they split up Bubba Ray and Devon the first time in the draft, there was no big blowout. There was no. It was over. It was done. Why didn't they do a Bubba Ray heel turn in the first place? I think that would have been cool.
They just never saw any money in it. I mean,
Wait,
which
no.
is strange.
Bubba
Yeah,
Ray.
it's just strange. Yeah, well, I mean, that is what it is. That's Vince for you. But no, I think he could have a good upper mid card singles heel run still. Now, Devon, this will fuck him over completely because he's just not a good singles competitor at all.
He was okay as the Deacon with Batista on his shoulder. I kind of like that.
Oh, that's one of us.
Did you know? Here's some trivia for you. Who was the best opponent, kayfabe-wise, of course, that Devon has beaten in a singles match?
Sting.
I'll give you one more guess. It isn't Sting.
It is not Sting.
It is not Sting.
Kevin Nash. Kurt Angle.
Closer. Okay, I'm going to tell you. Triple H.
Really?
Deacon
How many
Devon
years ago?
has a pin. I think it was 2004. No.
Oh, okay. I was thinking more of the TNA run. Okay, no. Okay.
No. WWE. He has a win over Triple H on Monday Night Raw.
Yeah, because he had that awful singles run in TNA.
Yo, it was horrible, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And then Bully Ray came in and actually kind of picked them both up again. I think. Didn't they have a good tag run in TNA? Well,
They had an okay tag run. Sure, they won the titles. They had an okay tag run, but the major thing they did there was, Bully Ray was, he was Bully Ray there, but he had a big run there as a top heel.
oh, I know. I watched.
Yeah.
I watched him be crowned. I guess not crowned isn't the best word. I watched him become the president of Aces and Eights, which was a complete off of
What?
and NWO. But yeah, sidebar, give him a little bit of credit. Aces and Eights was a pretty good skit.
Well, it was at first.
Well,
They totally fucked it up.
Yeah, just like the NWO, of course.
Yeah.
Because when you have something awesome, you fuck it up because you do it way too much because it's making you too much money. Hence NWO. All right, go back. Anderson and Gallows. I like Mark. Big Mark's a funny guy.
He is.
In our agenda, Anderson and Gallows having a ball. And they did. What do you think of that?
Well, I mean, obviously, I don't want to go nuts here, but Anderson and Gallows, yeah. They thought it was kind of wacky, but also pretty funny. Do you want to do this every segment or all the time? No, but
once a month.
I laughed.
Once a month,
I mean, I laughed.
I laughed too.
But I always find dick jokes funny, to be honest. So
you and Vince are two peas.
Yeah. Yes, 2 peas in a pod. I can't wait to inherit his money.
Are you saying you would marry Stephanie if you had the chance?
I'm saying I was Vince's other son, not Hornswoggle.
Were you? What did you say backstage that got you buried and they scrapped the segment midway through the show?
I said John Cena has a small dick. And,
okay. Vince would know.
A fatal mistake.
Yeah, really. But no, I like where they're going with this. I saw a comment on the Twitter machine that said that Anderson and Gallows should just stick to being the badass that beats everyone up. I think it's kind of like, you expect it. So I like the swerve slightly. I think it makes them unique. Like, they had the doctor's coats on. I thought it was kind of cool.
Well, it was good to see them get to use some of their personality because they're actually very outrageously funny guys. I mean, when they did the podcast on MLW, they were hilarious. So, they really have that potential to be ass kickers, but also have this kind of really charismatic, wacky, wild personality.
Agreed.
And so hopefully they get to show more of that.
Absolutely. Speaking of charisma, Cesaro and Sheamus. You like that segue?
Yeah. Yeah, talk about what charisma to no charisma.
Yeah, so Cesaro and Sheamus had that match a few weeks ago that said, hey, whoever wins gets a future title shot. Little did we know what the title shot would actually come out to be. So Cesaro won the first one. Decent finish. I thought it was an okay match. And then, I'm getting tired thinking of Cesaro. Next one, Cesaro won again. And it was actually the same kind of match. But
They always have the same kind of match. It's like a Randy Orton match. It's like can be it's by the numbers. It's technically proficient. It's just kind of boring for me.
You don't like Randy Orton as a wrestler?
I don't like him as a top level guy. I think he's kind of boring.
Randy Orton or Cesaro?
Both.
Oh, okay. well, you're right on one, but not the other, according to the people that actually matter. I don't know. We ended up seeing what that title match was, and we'll get to that in just a little bit. But Puff Daddy, and I like Big Mark's note there, the only part of the show that was advertised in advance. Fucking P. Diddy. Who gives a shit?
Yeah, I'll be missing you. Not.
It was to promote the video game and fine, but like
he's promoting. Okay, so yes, he's doing the soundtrack, but he's also got a song on there that was released 15 years ago.
Which one?
The Bad Boys for Life song?
Oh yeah, I know that one.
Yeah, 15 years ago it was released. Like maybe Vince is just 15 years behind because you see all this shit, like these pop culture references that are from like the 80s and 90s and in 2000, and you're like, well, God damn, is he just that behind on his DVR or what?
Scooby-Doo! Ugh. Well, you're telling me you're not going to watch that with your kid? I bet you will.
More like Scooby Don't.
Oh, you're creative. Just like WWE. And you know what? Another segue! Golden Truth and Scooby-Doo. It wasn't Pokemon Go this week, everyone. It was Scooby-fucking-Doo.
How are you?
Are you not entertained? Or what's it called? Yeah, are you not entertained?
I was thinking maybe Golden Truth shows up. They're looking for a Pokemon. Scooby-Doo kidnaps him, puts him into the van, and drives off. And then we never see the Golden Truth ever again.
Yeah, well, that would be the worst thing that could happen.
That wouldn't be the worst thing in the world.
No, of course.
Let's put it that way.
It wouldn't be. I think it'd be, pretty okay. But that segment was so stupid. And the Authority were to come out, and that was Daniel Bryan accepting the invitation from Mick Foley. Now, I can't stop yawning. Of course. You guess who's coming up? I'm really glad this has been timing out this way. So before we get to a couple news and notes, I want to go over, and Big Mark, fucking idiot, he didn't put in the segment about Rusev, Lana, Roman Reigns, and the cake, which Dean carefully analyzed before we started this Raw recap. So let's talk about Raw, Rusev, Roman Reigns, and Lana, and the cake that went into her pretty face. Go. What's your prediction? Not your prediction. What the fuck am I saying? What did you think? Was it good? Was it fucking good? That's what I want to say.
No. It's probably not the first time that Lana's had something white on her face.
Ask Dwayne Johnson.
It was okay. Yeah, it's whatever. I mean,
Roman
Rusev is a good. Yeah, he was okay. Rusev's a good. I'll tell you what. Rusev is so good. Like he's better than Roman Reigns to me. I think as a character and charisma, he's just such a good heel. I think they're just still missing the boat on pushing him. I think. But yeah, Roman Reigns. No, he's doing well in this. He's getting some cheers because Rusev is so good. But the fans still don't really like him. I think that's what they're going to find is they're going to go right back to booing him. He came out. So he came out and he cut a promo that was more like himself. Now it was not a great promo. I mean, it wasn't a top guy promo by any stretch of the imagination, but it was certainly better than Suffering Succotash.
And that's hard to say. Yeah, Roman improved. I'm not gonna say he's good yet, but you know what? We'll see. We'll see how far it goes. Maybe Roman does improve and they stop giving him a script like idiots because they continue to do that for no fucking reason because, everyone needs a script. Well, you know what? No, they don't. Sometimes the most creative people are right off the cuff. So let's see if Roman can do such that. And To end, yeah, go ahead.
That's a great point. No, I was just gonna say it's a great point. They need to let him be himself more, and we've talked about that to death. But we'll see if that's the trend that continues.
Well, I hope. So last segment, Mick and Daniel are going back and forth, and then Mick's like, "Okay, Daniel, cut the shit," and they go back and forth for a little bit, and then Rusev comes out like a fucking boss, and he's like, "I'm the fucking best. I'm your face. I'm this, that, and the other thing," and I'm agreeing with him. And then you have Cesaro come out, and there's not really a pop. I think a Cesaro section is just like a crowd enhancer toy, and they pass out the Cesaro section signs. And he comes out and is like, Rusev, you know what? I think you're wrong. Your dick's smaller than you thought. I'm taking Lana out tonight. I don't know. He said some shit.
Lana's been lying to you.
Yeah.
It's not really 12 inches.
Oh, what a damn shame. So then they fight back. They have verbal shots at each other. And then all of a sudden, Mick's like, I have a grand idea. And I wanted to say, I hope it's going back 20 years and not jumping off of that damn cage. 18 year anniversary. And he says, all right, U.S. title match. Cesaro Rusev right now. I'm like, oh, this is your main event. Good. So I guess Rusev and Cesaro is your main event. And you know what? They're wrestlers, performers. Truthfully, it shouldn't give a fuck less what the main event is. But you have to send the fans home with something good. Not a fucking U.S. title match that fucking Shamo interferes in. And it will lead to a damn fucking same old match at SummerSlam, probably on the pre-show, because they don't care. And that was Raw.
Yeah, for me, I don't like the idea of the Authority segment being advertised during the show as the main event. Because that's not New Era to me. That's the old era.
Yep.
And so there's nothing different about that.
Well, have a purpose with it. Have a purpose if you're going to do it.
Yeah, I think Raw's got too much focus on the Authority figures, and I didn't like seeing, there's too much cross-pollination with Raw and SmackDown, and it's like, they've got to give that a rest a bit.
Well, it's only Daniel Bryan. They've been pretty good with it so far. I don't consider
it's Orton and Lesnar, and then it's guys coming in and doing dark matches. I mean, they're totally breaking it.
Who cares about dark matches? Don't matter. Honestly, they don't. What significance do they have?
That's racist. Dark matches matter.
No, they don't. They're fucking useless. Unless you're Kane and you injure people during them. That was Kane.
Talent's being used multiple times while some talent left off the show. Sami Zayn, Jinder Mahal, etc.
Yeah, where the fuck is Sami Zayn? Like, Jesus Christ. He beats Owens in a great feud.
No, you're right. Yep.
I know you're
right.
Sorry.
No, I mean, it's a great point. You've got a 3-hour show, and you can't fit Sami Zayn on it? I mean, now granted, he could be busy. I know he is a taxi driver on the side.
Shut up.
But then again, he could probably get paid traveling, driving the wrestlers from town to town.
Stop it. Sami Zayn's one of the 3 top babyfaces on that roster. They sing his theme song with him while he's coming out to the ring. You're telling me he's not over? No. I know. You think he is, but I'm making a point.
No, he's going over the bridges as he drives from town to town.
You need to really quit. I don't have enough vodka at all. I have to go get some, actually. I don't have enough to deal with your shit. Be serious now. We're doing a podcast.
No, you're right. You're right. I mean, there's no excuse that Sami Zayn should not have been in the show. And when you look at Jinder Mahal, they just signed the guy last week, and the next week he's not even mentioned. Now, he was on one of those Superstars or Main Event, whatever. He was on that, and he fucking lost to Jack Swagger. Okay.
Was Jinder Mahal did? Shut up.
Yes. Yeah, he did.
The fuck?
So it's like, what was the point of this?
There wasn't one.
Yeah, it's just weird to me because they kept using the same guys over and over, Rusev, and you saw Roman Reigns, and you saw Cesaro multiple times, blah, 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 right? But then you've got no Sami Zayn, no Jinder Mahal. You got guys who, especially Sami Zayn, should be in the card. And you can't tell me in a 3-hour show you can't come up with anything for Sami Zayn. It's just absurd.
They're lazy.
This was a very lazy written show. You're probably right, Phil.
So, all in all, what were your thoughts on Raw? They're going downhill fast.
Yeah, this was not a good show. It was not great. I felt like this was very much like an old era show type of Raw. It dragged on. There wasn't a lot of excitement at all. I just feel like they kind of blew their load all in one night when they did the Finn Balor debut and win. And I just feel like it's been slowly declining every week since. And this was not good.
All right. So speaking of that, what do you think of Finn Balor's TV promo? That was fucking awesome.
It was all right. I mean, I would have loved to seen a little more personality and character while he's talking about it, but I think
he did have personality and character.
Yeah, kind of, but not really that great.
When you're reading a prompter, how much character can you put? I mean, I did it for 4 years. It's hard to, as an amateur, professional, whatever you are, it's very hard to be natural while reading a prompter. Very, very hard.
Well, maybe you should have taken lessons from our president, but
yeah, I'm not talking about lying to the people, Brad. I'm talking about.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that wouldn't be a good idea then. No, I mean, look, I thought it was fine. I liked the premise of it, right?
It was different, We really don't.
Here's what I did.
That.
Here's what I didn't like. Debut. First of all, I hate the name. The name Demon King. Demon Kane, Demon King. It's very similar. It's very stupid.
You're right. Ew, gross. I hate it now. Oh, no.
Yeah, exactly. See? And so why can't it just be the demon? Why can't he be the demon? Like, Kane is going away anyway. Let him be the demon, Finn Balor. Let him debut it at big matches like SummerSlam. But, again, don't blow your load all in one night. They're teasing like he's going to show up on Raw next week.
Dumb.
And he's going to have the demon character. That is stupid. That is stupid.
It's Vince.
Save it for SummerSlam.
Yeah. It's Vince blowing his load way too early. And here's why his name is the Demon King. Because Vince didn't come up with the demon, and that frustrates him because he wants to be the creator of something. So he wants to have his own spin to it, like, oh, he was a demon in NXT. Well, fuck, he's gonna be the Demon King because he's the king of Raw, and that's exactly what it is. He wants to have creative control with it because Trips and I think Dusty Rhodes was still Dusty was still there when Finn Balor debuted. Dusty, Trips, Matt Bloom, those guys were the ones to help come up with the Demon King or just the Demon, and it was fucking cool. And Vince is like, oh, well, goddamn, he has to have the Demon King because he's the king. Screw that.
Yeah, I would do it very differently. It would be the demon, but it would be part of his personality. So he would have like a dual personality. He'd have like multiple personalities or bipolar or whatever you want to call it. He would have two personalities. He would have one, the nice guy personality, the cool Finn character, like we've seen on promos before in the ring. And he would get frustrated, and he would have big matches, and the pressure would build up, and the stress would come out, and he would get angry, and he would have an influx of emotions, and this would bring out the monster in him. This would bring out the demon in him, and he would become the demon in these situations.
I don't hate it. I don't hate it at all. So yeah, Raw took a step back.
But make it part of his personality, right? Don't just say, oh, I'm playing dress up once a month or once on every big match. Make it part of his personality.
I don't know if
so we know when the demon's coming out. I
don't think Finn's that good of an actor, though. He's a good actor, but I don't know if he's that good. We're gonna see. Next Monday might be that thing to really propel him. We'll see. All right, so SmackDown Live, which I'm really starting to like a lot. The first 2 weeks were so good, and I think this week really did just as well. The Ascension, so American Alpha was in the ring for another squash match against local jobbers, which makes me laugh because their first match was with the Vaudevillains, and now they're facing jobbers. So are the jobbers better than the Vaudevillains? Ascension, Vaudevillains, and the Hypos all came out right before the match, right before the bell rang. And I've never seen that. I thought that was really creative.
I really enjoyed it. I thought it was great. It kind of highlighted the tag team division, reminded you the major players that are essentially going to be going for the title as they're introduced. And it also let you know, look, these three teams have seen the NXT team that's come in that everyone's got the hype about, that, you know, are the favorites to win the titles. And they're coming out and saying, hey, not so fast.
And there's four, if you try to be optimistic and fair, there's four decent tag teams aside from Alpha that can actually give them a good match. And they came out. The Ascension's a damn good tag team. Just Vince had a hard-on for Demolition or the Road Warriors, and it's like, we need to recreate that. No, that should have never happened. It buried the fuck out of them. So I think that the Ascension would be really good heels for them. But that showed that Alpha is the top tag team on SmackDown without saying a damn word on the mic and wrestling 2 matches. And they prove that. And that's really good writing. Very, very good writing.
Yep, it definitely is. And, you know, they're going to be, obviously, like I've said, a major player in the title picture right away.
Absolutely. And if they don't win the titles, I'll actually be kind of upset. I understand you want to have the chase for the baby faces, but Alpha's the only one really realistic that can win the belts the very first tag belts. And you know what? This is the show of segues, guys. Speaking of someone who can't wrestle, Eva Marie. I would love to know what you think. I love Eva Marie. I think she's great. This gimmick is so outrageous.
I think this gimmick is great.
You do too?
Yeah.
Well, tell me more about it.
You know, the whole gimmick of she comes out and they talk about, you know, the diva search, and she's dressed like the old school divas even. And she always has an excuse as to why she can't wrestle, and she's just garnering heat from, you know, the faces who want to wrestle her, and she can't wrestle. She's injured. Her tits pop out. You know, whatever it is, it's like, oop, I'm sorry, I can't wrestle. The match can't happen. And the fans already hate her. Right.
Yeah.
And so they already hate her. And then this happens and they hate her even more. And they go on social media. And I'm seeing the tweets on Twitter and they're burying her. And this is great. It's working, folks.
Are they really?
It's working. Yeah. They're mad as hell. That's great.
And as much as I love Becky, I mean, like, truly love her, she's the best one to do it with because she's the ultimate baby right now. And what better to put up the world's biggest heel against the world's biggest babyface? That's Wrestling 101.
I would put the SmackDown Women's Championship on Eva Marie.
I would too.
When they introduce it, I would put the title on her. Find your number one babyface,
Becky,
and let her chase and win the title at a big pay-per-view.
Becky. Because,
well, then you would have 2 people in the ring who can't wrestle.
Oh, shut up. You even said yourself Becky's a good wrestler. Don't even give me that garbage.
Okay.
I know. It gets me hot.
Thinking about Becky gets you hot.
Becky's a very beautiful woman. Don't disrespect her. So listen, you're a measurements mark. I'm a Becky Lynch mark. All right. Well, you had the Heath Slater segment again. And this, I really like this too, because Heath's getting screwed over every time. Shane and Brian had a contract ready for him, and he's like, "I'm not signing whatever that is," and it was a contract, and I thought that was kind of funny. And Heath's
frustrating.
And Heath's been really good on the microphone. I mean, really good.
He is good. He just hasn't really been able to show it.
Yeah.
And it's, you know, I really think he would be a great fit on SmackDown. I really hope that's where he ends up going. I just think this would be a real good opportunity for him to stand out a bit and get some TV time.
No, as far as him as a wrestler, I really can't comment that much because I really haven't seen him wrestle. It has been a tag team match, so I don't know. He did beat Seth Rollins once, and the world exploded. I'll never forget that. That Twitter after Heath beat Seth was just the best.
Did Seth injure him in the match?
No, he showed him his dick.
Well, that's already out there. He didn't need to do that. He could just Google it.
But I kind of like the Rhino thing. I just hope they don't screw it up. Because Rhino's a good worker, good old Terry. He's a politician and a wrestler. He used a big word in his promo, constituents.
Yeah, he's like the ultimate carny, a politician and a wrestler.
Yeah, you're damn right. He answers to everyone but himself. It's true though, folks. Look up in your politics books. But is Rhino the guy to really just bury Heath? I don't like that.
No, they've got to be very careful with that. Yeah, I would have loved to have seen Heath Slater win. I understand it. I get the gimmick they're doing. I just hope sooner than later he lands on a show, and I think he's much better off on SmackDown, and frankly, a better fit.
Well, you know what? If he keeps losing like this, the moment he does win will be he'll get a great pop. I think that's what they're looking for. And good pops take time. CM Punk wouldn't have gotten that huge reaction if he was like a shit and no one knew who he was.
Yeah, if Kevin Nash hadn't have texted himself. He wasn't going to get that kind of reaction if Paul didn't bury him in the ring first. Come on.
Yeah, that's true. Would you like to see the text messages on my telephone? One of my all-time favorite back and forths. You want me to show you the text my sister Shalene sent me last night? Kevin Nash, OMG, LOL, thought he was dead. So did we. And if you haven't figured it out, I sometimes on YouTube when I'm bored watch CM Punk promos. So,
well, his career had been dead for a while at that point.
Why do you hate everything?
I don't hate everything. What are you talking about?
You know what? CM Punk was more over than your boy Hulk Hogan, by far.
Oh, that's such a joke. First of all, I was talking about Kevin Nash, not CM Punk.
Okay.
But second of all, there is no universe where CM Punk is more over than Hulk Hogan.
Yes, there was. Are you kidding?
Please.
Hulk Hogan's a piece of shit.
You can't even compare. Well, as a person, maybe. You can't even compare him. Look, CM Punk is the JV team compared to Hulk Hogan. Fact.
Maybe in the box office because he didn't have someone like Triple H to bury him when he first got hot. But on the mic, there's no comparison. Punk outplays him every single time. Easily. Not even close. Hulk Hogan had 5 lines to memorize. How I could do that. And you're a Hulk Hogan mark. This must be making you fuming.
No, I'm not fuming at all. I think CM Punk was better on the microphone.
You know what Dean Iampicho hates Hulk Hogan? Hates him.
Does he really?
Yeah, hates him. And Dean Iampicho's 32. It's a joke. He's not.
He's not 32?
Dean is my boss. He's 32 to me. Okay.
Oh, okay.
He's 32 in my eyes, damn it. Yeah. I work for Dean.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, I guess we better cut the Dean jokes out then. I don't want you to get fired.
I just called Dean 32. I think I have a pretty good standing for about a month. All right.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but no. I'll have
no, I want to hear Dean. I want to hear why Dean doesn't like Hulk Hogan. Now, I want to hear it maybe on a run-in. I mean, because I mean, do you mean the person or as a talent?
The talent hates Hulk Hogan.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah. And Dean grew up with Hulk Hogan.
Okay, so I definitely want to hear this on a run-in. Make a note of that.
All right.
Big Mark, are you listening? Make a note.
I think he's too busy playing SmackDown Here Comes the Pain on PlayStation 2. And he's putting Benoit over every match. That's what I would be doing. At least put him over top of the ceiling fan. Zix! Oh, that was so mean. Oh. Well, you know what? It's not as bad as another podcast. They were talking about Brock and Rena, his wife Sable, and they were doing like role play almost, kind of like as a gimmick. And at one point, one of the hosts says, "Rena, what are you doing on Mark Miro's Facebook page?"
Boy. Sable's been sleeping around on Brock Lesnar. She's been going back and visiting Mark Miro, helping him rest after heart surgery.
I thought Miro was dead.
Mark Miro's not dead.
I thought he was dead.
He's not dead.
You sure?
Oh my god. Yeah, I'm sure.
But what did I
mean, his career's dead.
I have some research to do. All right. Well, the very last segment that Big Mark wanted us to touch on. Ziggler accidentally superkicked Ambrose. Dolph and Dean were forced to team up together. That superkick was in the beginning of the show, the opening seg. And then the team of Dolph and Dean beat up Bray and Rowan in the main event. And then Dean gave Dolph their dirty deeds to end the show. So I have a couple things that I think were standouts. One, Dolph and Dean did great again on the mic. Two, I love how the super kick's actually a finisher again because damn, it's cool. And Dolph is strong. Dean is still strong, and Bray Wyatt's still just a bitch, and a bitch I love to death, and should have already won the title 4 times. But we all can't get what we want.
Yeah, I thought maybe obviously besides losing the match, I thought Bray came off good. Just his what am I trying to say? Not his appearance, his aura, I guess.
He keeps losing, Brad. He loses every fucking week.
No, there's no doubt. I mean, that obviously is a problem. But I mean, that aside, just him as a character, he carried himself well, I thought. They're going to have to do something, and I don't know what they're going to decide. Is he tag team with Rowan? Is he the Wyatt family and Harper returns? Who knows? But I thought it was a good match. I mean, I predicted this tag team match would be the main event. I predicted this on the last podcast, I think, and on Twitter with a listener as well. I really loved how they did this. Again, they gave you a hook throughout the show. The writing has been so much better on SmackDown compared to Raw.
With less talent.
Characters, the stories. Exactly. You're exactly right. And so they start out with the old two faces. They're going to face each other for the championship at a major pay-per-view. They start teasing tension. One accidentally hits the other. I thought this was really good. They had to work together. They won. And then, of course, Dolph gets the dirty deeds to end the show. And it was great because, again, it showed an edge to Dean Ambrose. And I like that. And the fans loved it. The fans started chanting yes. Yeah, this, and I'm going to say it again, this story, Dolph Ziggler and Dean Ambrose, has been the best major storyline going into SummerSlam.
Yeah.
Better than Balor and Rollins, better than Orton and Lesnar, better than pick your match.
Yeah, that's true. You know who's writing SmackDown, right?
I don't know with the brand split who's writing it.
It's Ryan Ward, I think.
I never got confirmation if they did split the writing teams or what the split looked like, so I'm not sure.
I'm pretty sure that Ryan Ward's writing SmackDown. Because he's an excellent writer.
He's also excellent at hitting on divas.
Yeah.
Or women's superstars, as they would call them now.
But okay. That, being a pedophile aside, he's a hell of a writer. He wrote NXT, extremely well. And I think they're the same booking techniques as NXT. If you can remember that far back, it's a babyface and a heel most of the time. You have to put people over by writing. Putting people over by matches is very hard to do, but putting people over just by writing is very simple.
Yep.
It's just that American Alpha shit. You would never see that on Raw. Ever. Because it's creative. It's different. How else are you going to make someone look strong? By making him go out there and beating up a fucking jabronis? Enhancement matches do certain things. They help. But that's not the be-all, end-all. If you're going to beat some two scrubs named Jake and Brad, fucking good for you. But that's only going to show you that you can beat two jabronis, and it's not going to make a difference until you're shown that you're a fucking badass and you can beat everybody. It's not showing that every tag team wants it out for you, you know? SmackDown is being so well written with so much less talent and one less hour. I'm so fucking impressed. And
no, you're absolutely right. And even on this show, they were missing top superstars like John Cena and AJ Styles. And they still came out and put together a logical show that was still better than Raw.
Yeah, they were out there. They were out there. Intercontinental champion. No, they were there. They were there. They were missing their Intercontinental number one contender, Styles and Ambrose, and those are three top guys.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, and I would be remiss if I didn't mention Baron Corbin squashing Kalisto backstage.
I would. I want to hear you talking about that for a week.
That gave me a thrill up my leg.
Please talk about it some more. I've been waiting for this. So, yes, in a backstage segment, Kalisto is the reason Baron Corbin isn't the number one contender for the Intercontinental title. And backstage in the locker room, you pan over to Corbin throwing Kalisto into the locker room by his throat.
And he's just choking him. And I'm thinking, all he has to do now is walk him over to the border and throw him over the wall. How great would that be?
Is that Corbin's new gimmick, border control?
Give him the old border toss.
But I texted you immediately. I'm like, did you just see Corbin? You're like, yep. And your tweet was funny. He's like just squashing that bug of a wrestler.
They're doing a good job. They're continuing without necessarily having him win and beat all these people. They're finding ways to still protect him and make him look strong, which I like.
Yeah, because my guy, Apollo Crews, is the number one contender and Corbin isn't. So you need to keep Corbin strong.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, well. Yeah. Okay. On to some news and notes from the week. Tommy Dreamer, former ECW champion, declined an offer to come back to the company because they wanted him to give up his House of Hardcore promotion. And he said, fuck you, in so many words. Probably just no, thanks, but I think he said fuck you, you know.
Yeah, no, I think really what it came down to was money. Is I heard that these established guys like Tommy Dreamer are being lowballed. They're being given an offer where they're working a lot of dates, and frankly, they could make more money on the indies, in Tommy's case, on the indies and running his House of Hardcore promotion. Yeah. I mean, financially, it just didn't make sense for him.
I'm sure there's no bad blood between the two properties.
Oh, no. But no, he would gladly work some dates for them, but just not under contracts.
And that's smart. Good for Tommy. He's always been a smarter guy. Unfortunately for Shelton Benjamin, he tore a rotator cuff and will not be returning to the company. As of right now, he'll be missing 4 to 6 months, which if you follow my Twitter at Fisher Wrestling, you would have knew that as soon as it happened, because I have a minor in medical, physical, whatever the shit. I just know what I'm talking about. So he'll be back in 5 months strong. He's an athletic guy. He heals pretty quickly. Does that mean
stopping me? Oh, wait. Yeah, there is stopping him. Never mind.
Do you think he's going to come back, or is it going to be the Kurt Angle disorder where they think he might get hurt in the ring and they don't want that liability?
I thought you were going to say he's going to get drunk and then pretend his Twitter was hacked.
Hey, Kurt Angle's a Pittsburgh guy. You calm down.
No, I think he'll probably come back. I mean, I hope he does. I'm a Shelton Benjamin fan. I was looking forward to his return. And frankly, him putting over Baron Corbin strong style. I was looking forward to it. I guess the physical was good, right? Because it uncovered the torn rotator cuff. So
yeah. Well, honestly, I'm glad they found that instead of him hurting it in the ring and there being a big hoopla about it, you know, which I'm glad that happened. So Ryback, fucking bitch, he's gone from the WWE. It's about time. And a deal with New Japan Pro Wrestling appears to be imminent. because he's literally 2 feet taller than all of them. And no, that's not racist. It's biologically accurate. So don't call me a bigot. I'm not.
Well, yeah, it looks like that'll end up happening, and I think he'll be a good fit for New Japan. Really, I mean, but it's fine. He's doing his little side supplement business and whatever else, and he'll go to New Japan and work. But right now, interestingly enough, he's charging $4,500 per appearance on the indie scene.
He's not worth $5.
And that's what he's charging. But the funny part of all of this, if you remember, his big argument was everybody should be getting paid the same, all the wrestlers, right? So now, when Ryback goes to these indie shows, I'm assuming that $4,500 must be a typo. He actually meant $45. And he wants to actually get paid what the rest of the guys do. Because everybody should get paid the same, right?
Yes. No. Fucking of course not.
What a moron.
Why should they? If you suck and I'm great, why do you get paid the same as me? Absolutely not.
Yeah, no, you're right. Obviously, no, they should not all get paid the same. And it's just funny because he had this lengthy rant after he wanted more money, and all the guys should be paid the same. Yet when he goes to the indie scene after leaving, all of a sudden he wants $4,500 per appearance.
Yeah. Yeah, well, oh well. Your Ryback just sucks at everything. We have a confirmation, but it's sort of breaking news. It was reported yesterday that Sandow might be going to TNA, and the idiot went and debuted TNA just about 45 minutes ago under the name of Aaron Rex.
Yeah, I was thinking, well, he's got to work and he's got to provide for his family. But then I was like, okay, that's assuming TNA is actually going to pay him.
Why do people go to TNA? It's so bad. I just don't understand.
Yeah, I don't get it. I thought he was going to do more like indies and try some acting stuff, but TNA is just such a momentum killer.
Isn't it, though? I mean, jeez.
Yeah.
That just makes me mad. Like, what? I don't know, dude. I just don't know. It's so terrible. It's almost unbearable to watch. All right, Joey Styles was fired from WWE, presumably because he made some comments about Roman Reigns and why he keeps getting pushed. And he said it was because of the moms out there who bring their kids, and they're the ones that like Roman. And I think it was pretty petty of WWE, but you know what? They do petty things all the time, so I'm not surprised.
Yeah, I'm wondering if there wasn't more to it, if there's some things we don't know about. But, I mean, frankly, he's lucky to have lasted this long. He was the VP of, like, their digital content. He was always pretty outspoken on social media. And, yeah, I'm surprised he lasted as long as he did.
I can agree. Yeah, and Damian Sandow, like we had said, signed with TNA, and you had a couple other things to talk about before we get off.
Yeah, Stephanie McMahon, as it's just come out, has mentioned in an interview after being asked about it, the WWE, and I'm sure they had no plans ahead of time, will integrate LGBT characters into their programming. That's lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender. Into their programming. John, your thoughts?
To be 100% honest, I think it's just like a plea for PR, for good PR. That's going to backfire because unless they have an LGBT community member that's writing those scripts, doing those gimmicks, living that lifestyle on camera, they're going to fail hard, get sued for harassment, and be called complete bigots. That's what's going to happen unless they do it properly. I know they should do it at all. And no, I'm not saying that those people do not deserve to be on a wrestling program. It's 2016. Equality is for everybody, and I'm all for that. But they're doing it for the wrong reasons. They need to do it for the right reasons, which means like I said, they just want press. They don't give a fuck. Why do they care? You know, it's just sad.
That'll be picture.
It's
Big
Billy and
Show.
Chuck.
Big Show and Kalisto are gay characters. They've just come out, and Big Show's on top. Kalisto is the bottom, and they have butt sex. And I want you to picture the Big Show on top of Kalisto. I want your thoughts on that.
I'm not giving you my thoughts on that.
No, I don't know what they're. I don't know. I don't know how they're going to do it. I think, frankly, this could have a potential to backfire a little.
A little,
just because it'll be, frankly, some of that is due to the audience, and some of that is due to it being forced. You know, and it'll be very interesting. I think here's the key: if they're going to write these type of characters, and I'm not saying they shouldn't, because that's reality in real life, and you want your story to reflect real life, so it's well past time to have, you know, a character that's gay. But it can't be their character that they're gay. It's got to be their character is something else, and they happen to be gay. Don't make the character about their sexuality, right? I think that's when they would fail.
of course.
Yeah.
No, 100%. I couldn't agree more with that. So it's going to fall flat on their face, and they're going to fail miserably, so we're going to have to see that. Buff Bagwell, former wrestler for the company, is filing a lawsuit to get royalties from the clips on him on the WWE Network. I think he's porn wants money, and it's a cry for help. That's just me.
It's very interesting because eventually one of these guys could win, and it's going to put WWE in a very bad financial position.
Well, I mean, it's not like the country and in debt by trillions of dollars. I think they could afford a couple thousand here and there.
Yeah, but you're talking a lot of content and a lot of guys that would just start a chain effect, a domino effect of suing for back pay, and that would create a financial disaster for a publicly traded company. So it should be very interesting.
Good point. That's a good point. And lastly, ESPN is branching their wrestling coverage. That's a good sign. That's a good sign. Very good sign.
Yeah, it's both good and bad, right? I mean, it's good that WWE is getting more into mainstream, I guess, but at the same time, ESPN is totally sold out. They're not even a sports network anymore. They're entertainment.
Absolutely.
And, you know, frankly, they're not covering real WWE news. It's a total joke. So they have no legitimacy when it comes to reporting news or anything. So that's not good. But as long as you realize that, I think it's fine.
There could be job options available, Bradley, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, I could. Interesting.
What? What's that?
There could be job options.
What are you thinking?
I'm actually thinking that I could be in charge of the digital content and turn it into a Baron Corbin fan page.
Really? How do you think that would work out for you?
I think it would be great.
I'm sure. That's all I had. Let's do our thing. Where can we find you online? Anywhere, somewhere.
You can find me in the club, bottle full of bub. Ugh. No, just kidding. I'm not 50. I'm worth a lot more than that.
I'm sure.
You can find me on Twitter at the VOTV podcast, where I am tweetering for our official account and pissing people off left and right. Believe me, left and right. And add me, follow me, whatever. We'll interact and talk about wrestling and have a good time. And Big Brother and sports too. Big Brother fan. I'm a big sports fan. If you don't like that, I guess that's too damn bad.
No, fill me in on Big Brother a little bit because I haven't been watching for the past 3 weeks. Can you update me real quick?
Well, I can update you in that tonight is a big eviction. As we record this, it's right before the televised eviction of Big Brother, and it's actually a double eviction night.
Oh, what?
So it's going to be Michelle or Zakaya going home, and then there will be a second eviction in the same episode, and the target is Paulie. The house is flipped on him. It should be very interesting. And as you're watching this, obviously you'll already know what happened. So we'll see.
Okay, now who's left in the house? Because the last time I watched, Victor came back.
Yep, Victor is still back. Corey, Nicole, Paul, Paulie, Michelle, Zakaya, James, Natalie. I think I've hit just about everybody.
Okay. Okay. All right. Well, I have to catch up then. And for you Boy Meets World fans out there, Girl Meets World is coming up on their season 3 finale tomorrow night. Actually, it'll be tonight, Friday. Make sure to watch it on Disney Channel. You don't want to miss it. I got to do my plug for a television show that I watch. And then you can follow me at Fisher Wrestling on Twitter, Wrestling News Hub on Facebook, and JohnFish3 on Twitch.tv. And I think that's all I do anymore. That's all I got. That's really all. I'm gonna go pour another drink. What are you gonna do?
That's a good question. I don't know. I don't know what I had for breakfast, so I can't possibly tell you what I'm doing next.
Oh, well, you know what? I wish you the best of luck. And I wish everyone the best of luck. Anything else, Brad? Say goodbye to the people.
Don't podcast nude.
Don't do it drunk either. See you all in 2 weeks because I'm on vacation. Suck it, nerds. I'm going to be on the beach sipping a mojito while you guys are at the warehouse struggling to even sweat your last final bead of sweat, making $5 an hour. I'm just kidding. You guys have a great week. I'll see you in 2 weeks.